Hi, this is Tessa Keogh, and it's another day in October, so it's another Tuesday's tip in our Legacy Virtual Users Group community here at Google+. And this is all to celebrate Family History Month in the United States. But no worries, because no matter where you're located, you can join in the fun. Today is the letter B, and B is for blank forms. We all know that there are many places online to find blank forms, whether we're looking for questions on various census forms or we want to fill in the family group sheet or pedigree form the old-fashioned way, with a piece of paper and a pen. I know that sometimes I like to write things out as I'm working through my family history notes or listening to someone explain to me who their family members are. Legacy provides a number of forms, some you're probably very familiar with, and some that will be new to you. So let's find out a little bit more about those blank forms, where they are, what is included, and how to use them. And if you have any suggestions for additional forms to be added to the Legacy Forms library, be sure to put your suggestions in the comments section here at the Legacy Virtual Users Group community, and we'll share our suggestions with Legacy. In Legacy, there are a few ways to get to where you want to be. Remember, you can always click on Help, type in the keyword, and then choose whichever result you're interested in. The displayed text, oftentimes with icons, will explain how the feature or term works in Legacy. And if you are an icons type of person, you can simply click on the tab and bring up the icons on the Legacy toolbar or on your own toolbar, called My Toolbar, but that's a discussion for another letter of the alphabet. So whether you find these blank forms from the toolbar icons or use the Help feature or choose Reports and then select Other, you'll find a listing of 3 types of blank charts, otherwise known as forms: Questionnaire, Research Log, Form Center. Now let's take a look at these individual results, and we'll leave miscellaneous reports for another letter of the alphabet. But in the meantime, feel free to play. One of my favorites to use with non-genealogy types is the Origins report. So how and why would you use the questionnaire? Well, if you have questions that you want others to answer, you can make up the questionnaire and include the title, opening and closing paragraphs. Options will let you fill in the title, room for the number of children, and this is one of those instances where you choose, what to include and exclude. Again, play around and come up with what works for you. And notice to the right-hand side that those previewing, page setup, and printing options are always available. Note that in these reports, you not only have screen printer and PDF, but that text file has been added. So if you want to insert this in a word processing program and make additional changes, go for it. As you can see, we're already planning our family reunion for 2015, and I'd like to encourage my cousins to fill in the blanks before next August. Let's get started. The opening paragraph is printed at the top of your questionnaire, and whatever you think will get those family members to fill it out should be included. Lately, I've been thinking about prizes. And then add the closing. Again, a bit of fun, perhaps some threats, or an offer of cold hard cash. I'm just kidding here. Go to the page setup and choose your margins, orientation, line spacing, print size, paper size, the headers and the footers, and this is an excellent place to put your contact information, as well as any page numbering. Just work your way through the tabs, and voila! The results: a 2-page questionnaire with the introduction, requested information with blanks to fill in, the closing, and your contact information. And be sure and include your email here. All of that's in the footer and right at their fingertips. And as I said, if you want to get fancy, you can print this form as text and then use your word processor to finish the project. Let's take a quick and closer look at the form. As you can see, the introduction is listed here, and the closing is listed here. Next up, the research log. This one's pretty simple. You can change the page setups and the fonts, then either print to your screen or printer or choose the PDF format. And there you have it. I do use a research log, not as religiously as I should, but I keep track of my research when I'm at an archives or a library by filling this information out. These were a big help when I did my Norwegian and Swedish research, as I looked at the various household examination records for a particular person in the Swedish records, or the farm books for a particular person or family in the Norwegian records. If this form is not quite right for you and the way you keep track of your research, either play with it or use it as a template for your own research log. Want to see what census forms or relationship diagrams are included at the Form Center? Then click on the plus icon or the minus icon to either expand or contract the listing. Additionally, you can choose the expand or contract all sections by clicking on the boxes at the bottom of the screen. It always pays to check out the options found at the right-hand side of the screen again. Here is where you can preview your selection to confirm it's what you want. You can set the margins, paper size, and layout, and choose the fonts. Finally, you can print those blank forms to the screen, a printer, including your OneNote or Evernote files, or print as a PDF. You all know how I feel about clicking and playing around. Don't worry, you won't break Legacy, and if you have any issues or don't like something you've changed, just choose to go back to the default format provided by Legacy. Easy peasy. Here is one example from the list of census forms, the 1930 U.S. Census, with all the questions shown so you can follow along when reading your census finds, or simply have an example of what was included in the census, and this is especially helpful for the foreign countries. Be sure to check out all the census forms for the U.S. and other countries. Here's an example of the relationship charts. This chart is in Italian. If you have ancestors or relatives who might have family information or charts in a foreign language, or you simply want to know what those family terms are, the 6th-generation relationship charts can help. We were here before, and this is where we easily found the blank charts in the Other tab. But let's find the last few blank forms by clicking on some of the specific tabs. These are the blank report forms. Legacy shows 3: Family Group Record, Pedigree, and Individual Record tabs with the blank report icon. Normally, when you select Report and choose Family Group Record, you get the couple that is listed in the record selection, and you can always click on that to change the couple. But you can also choose the blank report icon. Clicking on that icon brings up our options. We can include or exclude lines for various information, including baptism, occupation, cause of death, and notes for both the husband and wife, as well as the number of entries for children. In this instance, after choosing for my form to include 4 blank lines for the husband and wife's notes and spaces for 6 children, let's preview the blank family group record. And there we have it. We can do the same thing for the blank pedigree chart. Here I've asked for 4 generations per page. And there you have it. However, when I click on the blank report for individual, I don't get a blank form. I don't know if this is a glitch on Legacy's part or mine, or if this icon simply needs to be removed. We'll check on that one and get back with you. Now, a few points to remember about any of these blank forms. Use the footers on the blank forms and include your email contact information as well as the date. That way, you'll always have a time frame, hopefully, for the information you gather. And secondly, be willing to play with the various blank forms and print them to whatever format works best for you. Remember, it's your software, your family history research, and you need to make these forms and your research process work for you. I hope that finding out a bit more about blank forms, what's included, where they are, and how to customize them has been helpful. Do you have any suggestions for additional forms that Legacy could add to their forms library? Are there forms that you found in other software programs that you think would be great additions? I know one I recently saw was a comparison of census data, and it was in an Excel format. Not everything has to be in our legacy database. Remember, it's back to that best tool for the job idea. There's a link to that Excel spreadsheet here in the Legacy Virtual Users Group community. Why not check it out in conjunction with the census forms that Legacy provides? And we'll see you back here tomorrow for the letter C.